ups and downs of Kristaps Porzingis' career just seems to be on replay. Time after time, he has suffered major injuries, minor injuries, strained this, sore that, and never manages to stay healthy. Last season in the playoffs, after being ejected from Game 1 in the first round, the 7'3" unicorn produced 2 big outings in a row, scoring 23 and 34 points in Games 2 and 3, before suffering yet another nagging injury that would put him on the shelf for the rest of the season. Had Kristaps continued on in that series, we could have been looking at a first-round upset against the Clippers instead of the second-round fate that the Clippers met against the Nuggets. His size and skill presented a lot of issues for the Clippers defense, and the success of the Denver Nuggets star Nikola Jokic truly exposed that. Back in 2018, Porzingis suffered the worst injury of his career thus far, tearing his left ACL, missing the entire 2018-2019 NBA season, forcing the Knicks to move on from him because of the magnitude of such injury and how it could affect his long-term production. It has been nearly 3 years since then, and here we are. Porzingis is now on a team whereby he and his fellow teammate Luka Doncic are or were being called the second coming of Dirk Nowitzki and Steve Nash. Yet the health of Kristaps Porzingis is hindering him from seeing such potential pan out that way. Porzingis is a career 20.5 point per game scorer on 43, 35, 80 splits and is a very skilled big man. Most of the time he can be a defensive liability, but because of his size and length, he is very capable of being a good inside presence on the defensive end while having multiple advantages on the offensive end. This season, Porzingis missed the first 9 games while recovering from the injury that cut his potential playoff run short, and his name has recently been brought up in multiple trade rumors, although Mavs owner Mark Cuban has denied such rumors. But to the league executives, he is available. I would imagine moving on from Porzingis would be a major setback for the Mavs, who envision him as Luka's long-term co-star when they traded for him 2 years ago. Dallas needs Porzingis, who is in the second year of his 5-year, $158 million max contract. Porzingis has shown a glimpse of what he could be this season with his first performance after the All-Star break with 28 points and 14 rebounds in a win over the Spurs. The health of Porzingis will always be a primary concern for his career, as well as the Mavs, but there is no denying this man's talents, so there are 50-50 chances with him. This unicorn is only 25 and has room for improvements in his game and to get healthy and stay healthy consistently, but with his size and frame, it is common for such a player to experience such difficulty staying healthy. And I am not a doctor, but he is a 7'3", 240-pound man running up and down the court, so it is completely ideal. I would really hate to see a raw player like Kristaps Porzingis be robbed of his production on the court by injuries. I've seen it happen to far too many good players daring to be great, and I know I'm not the only one. Even though the Mavericks have reason to worry, I don't think they should worry too much, even though Porzingis has a bad knee injury history. But he isn't a player that's completely reliant on athleticism. He is a big man that could put the ball on the floor and shoot, and has so far done a great job of that, averaging 20.5 points per game this season on 47% shooting from the field and 35% shooting from 3. The Mavericks are currently in the 8th spot in the Western Conference, and with play like this from Kristaps Porzingis, they could potentially be a sleeper in the playoffs. Ultimately, the health of Kristaps Porzingis will determine a lot, not just for his career, but for whoever he is playing for. And that's pretty much it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and thank you for watching.